Now then, people, hello again and welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show, and it's time for another video. Before we do get into it, please smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course hit that notification bell. First and foremost, we're going to be talking about a goalkeeper today. A goalkeeper that is wanted by a host of top clubs. And when I say top clubs, I'm talking about clubs in the top six of the English Premier League. Their next up-and-coming English goalkeeper, if you like. It's Anthony Patterson of Sunderland. Now, of course, Leeds United have been linked to goalkeepers like Victor Johansson, and other names have been mentioned. But it's this goalkeeper, Patterson, at Sunderland that really excites the board at Leeds United, and one they hope they can bring in, regardless of what division we're in. However, I do feel if we were to remain in the Championship, which we'll find out by, the end of this month, I don't see it being a deal that materialises. But while the hope of Premier League football is still there, there is no harm in Leeds United reaching out to Anthony Patterson's people. Look, like I said, there are a host of clubs in for the Sunderland goalkeeper. He is only 23-year-old, following in the footsteps of Jordan Pickford. He's made 45 appearances for the Black Cats this season, totalling in now 111 for his boyhood club, which for a keeper of 23 isn't bad at all. And his strong performances in between the sticks, which has included 11 clean sheets, have really caught the eye, and a move away from the Stadium of Light could be on the cards this summer. There could be a mass exodus from Sunderland. Let's not forget Leeds hold an interest in Trey Hume. You've got Niall Huggins there. You've also got Jack Clark, who is wanted by a host of Premier League clubs after sacking Mowbray. They've gone from bad to worse. I think they finished about 13th, and Anthony Patterson may well be looking for a route out. Leeds United do face competition. Can't get away from that fact. One of them clubs is Leicester City, although you'd think they'll give Herman some minutes, unless they're looking for a more longer-term option, because they won't want to come back down from the Premier League. There might be some FFP issues for Leicester City there as well. It might be a club he wants to stay away from due to the fact they might be due a points deduction. But Liverpool, Arsenal and Celtic have already watched the young Englishman. He's a Sunderland Academy graduate, signed a new long-term deal just last year. They know, obviously, how vital it is to do that. Leeds have done something similar with Archie Gray, getting these youngsters on long-term deals. He's under contract till 2028. And it's believed a bid in the region of around about 10 to 15 million could tempt the Black Cats into selling their number one goalkeeper. Obviously, from Anthony Patterson's perspective as well, Sunderland looked at one point and were last season a contender for the playoffs, and they've had a massive fall off. They've been run poorly. Who can forget what happened when they played Newcastle with the Howe, the lads stuff? That shows a board that aren't really in touch with what the fans want, and therefore, let's not forget, Anthony Patterson is a Sunderland lad. A fan might look at the club, the drop-off that it's had, and say, now's the time. They finished 13th in the table. Not great, and should the opportunity arise for Patterson, he might feel that the time is right to take his game to the next level. Leeds United already have, or was considered, an up-and-coming goalkeeper in Ilya Meslier. It almost feels to me, I still believe Meslier will be a good goalkeeper. I've gone from a guy that felt this guy could win Champions Leagues. Genuinely, I thought he was that good. This might sound wild now, but I did, and he's had such a massive fall-off that Leeds United and him may feel it best to just part ways. It might be best for both parties, and it's been reported he could provide healthy competition for Mez. I think we're looking for a new number one in the summer. Of course, there is good reason behind Liverpool and Arsenal having an interest in the England under 21 international to look more towards their future. Do you know what I mean? Whereas Leeds United would be looking, and if we did get promoted, to approach them and saying, look, you're going to be our number one. You can go sit on their benches, play bit part minutes. We've seen what happened with Ramsdale at Arsenal, for example. Liverpool already have Alisson, and then they've got Kelleher behind him. I mean, what I would say, if Patterson does go to Liverpool, then Leeds United fans Leeds United board, fans would, go do your damnedest to bring Kelleher to Ellen Road then instead. But if Leeds United were to pull this off, it'd be a massive coup to beat, one of the big wigs to it. And if you can offer them game time, you can do this. We've seen that with Joe Gelhardt. He didn't bother moving to some big clubs. I mean, that move probably doesn't look as great now for Gelhardt. And had he have gone to the big clubs, he'd have seen even less football, I'd imagine, unless it's just not worked for him at Leeds and he'll go and reignite his career. But what's key is the offer of Premier League football could tempt the Sunderland man in a move. We can't get away from that fact. It'd be a truly excellent addition for now and for years to come as well. He's been near faultless in terms of his shot-stopping ability this season. It's really stood out. His distribution needs some work, and that's something that you need at Leeds United, or especially under Daniel Farke, although you could argue this season Melié's distribution needs some work. His short game's good, long game not so much. He's had some standout performances against Leicester City. He put in a solid performance when Sunderland beat them 1-0. Against Southampton, he kept a clean sheet as well, which was decent, and he was good at Ellen Road. He was good at Ellen Road when we played them recently and drew 0-0. So his consistency this season for Sunderland I guess has stopped them falling down, even further than 13th. And he's been a really reliable presence between the posts for Sunderland. And there's a reason why his performances have caught the attention of top clubs. And is it a goalkeeper Leeds United fans that you would want to bring in? Having seen little parts of him, having done a little bit more research, it's certainly someone that I would be interested in taking. Now, it all depends whether or not Leeds United are in the Premier League. If you're in the Premier League, he makes that move. However, if Leeds United are in the Championship, it might be one that's going to be difficult to do. But what's clear for me, even now, and I can't believe I'm saying this, if Leeds United don't make it to the Premier League, I'd still be looking to change Mez. I think you could probably get interest from abroad, especially in Europe. Maybe even France, or return back to his homeland. I think someone picks him up there. Maybe a newly promoted side into Ligue 1. It's mad to think that I'm thinking when I think Europe that. Am I thinking of a team in the top league? Can Melié make that jump again after such poor performances at Leeds? I say this though, but he's got 18 clean sheets. He's got the most in the league, but he's just looked really shaky of late. And you can't really have a confidence player as your goalkeeper, because you need your goalkeeper in hell or high water. Like, if you're performing poor, your goalkeeper needs to be saving Chris. I mentioned Jordan Pickford earlier. He's maybe overconfident at times, but without him at Everton, they'd have gone down many times before. Every season Jordan Pickford pulls off worldies. There must be something in the air at Sunderland, because, as I say, Anthony Patterson's certainly following in his footsteps. Could even be a move for Pickford, couldn't he? And then Everton could come and knock him. But then, as mentioned in an earlier video, Everton's finances are not going to enable them to be able to get a deal over the line. Or, look, if Leeds United don't get promoted, Anthony Patterson for me will probably be off the cards, unless you can convince him to come to a team that's ready to go to the Premier League next term, probably in better fighting fit than what Sunderland will be. Or do you look to Victor Johansson at the bottom of the league, because he's going to be leaving, and we already heard from Steve Evans that he has a host of Championship clubs willing to take him, and he wants to be Sweden's number one. We can offer him a route to that, maybe. But look, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Which goalkeeper would you like to go for? Does the Anthony Patterson link excite you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace out. Leeds.